purpose of this whole project was, used to be 4 floors, that was the roof. There's an attic at the 5th floor. They took the attic and turned that into office space up there, and they had to build a new structure over that on each one of these as it went along, so they could add more offices here. Our scope entailed roofing, waterproofing, green roof, irrigation, vegetation, pavers, hardscape in here that you'll see here. Anything that was keeping water out of the building, and then also anything that could go on top of what we put down to keep water out of the building.
So first thing I wanted to show you was, look around what you got here. Just take a look around and understand what we're dealing with right out of the bat. Right here is our access point for everything that we had done on this project right here. So if you guys keep that in mind, and once we give you the tour, you'll really see the logistic nightmare that we have here. They use this staging, this whole courtyard to stage all of the roofs. So this was really the Cannon City, so to speak. It was quite a scene, actually.
James Myers did this whole entire thing. It's basically finished right now, but there was nothing here but old roofing. And then we had all of our trades had their materials, their trailers, you know, all their gang boxes and everything here. And they had to work around and piecemeal and waterproof everything. And it's waterproof, and there's several different layers of it. And it was amazing. And then lay the sod down, then lay the grass down. All of this is different, several different layers, guys.
Tearing everything off, putting everything back. Hot rubber system, drainage, irrigation. As you see, all the soil. The soil was blown in. If you guys can just visualize how in the hell we get something like this done with no access. You saw the access we had to go in and get everything in and out. Protection down, protection up. It was very daunting. We appreciate you guys coming. We appreciate you giving the opportunity to showcase our 6-year project that we have just completed.
So for today in the JW, you guys are here to look at Jefferson Millwork's millwork. They did essentially all of the millwork that you see in the amenity spaces of the hotel. Ranges from panel work that you see here on the walls to matching panels in the ceilings. They've done all of the fit out of the cafe spaces, acoustic millwork in the meeting spaces, and the ballroom. So they had a wide range of scope.
The main floor split into 2 large scopes. There's the restaurant bar area that we're standing in right now, and then the main lobby. So this was actually the last thing that we built on the job, but from the beginning of the project was kind of the focal point of most of the coordination effort. This is where the most trades come together, the most intricacy, the most detail. That effort certainly was a design-build process between all parties.
At the bar, Jefferson Millwork did the back and the framing components of it. They did the countertop, some of the accenting of the hardwood that's around the top there.
When you look at the restaurant itself, the one thing that kind of jumps out at you is the species and the cut of the walnut. It's a plain slice veneer, but it's laid up in a reverse slip pattern. So you get these cathedrals that are opposing each other. And that actually kind of has a normalizing effect on the wall, and it kind of diffuses some of the repetition that you're normally going to see when you get this much wood on the wall. So the layup process on a project like this is, you know, it's not really, you know, buy a bunch of material and figure out where it goes. Every one of these panels was made to go where it is on the wall. One of the features to point out is this bullnose feature. This is kind of one of the first things that catches your eye. This is all milled by Jefferson. A feature like that requires a craftsman at his bench to really put it through the final process. The framing inside of this ceiling, inside of that cove, is actually a plywood die wall structure that defines that curve. We built the die walls in the shop to the curve that we knew we were going to need in order to be able to produce the finished trims on the outside. And then once the plaster product's on, we could just build off of that. That created a lot more predictability in order to make sure that that finished product fits tightly. As far as volume of wood this floor has the most millwork on it. Large panels, a lot of end matching. You can see, especially on a space this large, when you can really stand back from a panel. Even with the hardwood trims, you still have to pay really close attention to that grain as it flows through from panel to panel. We're right outside of the executive lounge. In terms of overall fit and finish, there's essentially a continuous flow of veneer throughout the space. So rather than thinking about this as individual components, it's really a continuous layout, which adds to the complexity of the veneer. The ceiling that we built here, the most notable thing about it is the number of access panels in it. More work went into getting this ceiling right than almost any other single feature. There's a lot of woodworkers out there that could build any one of these things. Doing that at scale, doing that on time, doing that in coordination with all the other systems, honestly, that's what I think Jefferson does differently than anybody else.